back to the PBC, Pelican Bay Corner, where I give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some will like it, some ain't. Today is one of them episodes where some gonna like it and some ain't. Like I always say, man, we talking about a lot of y'all favorite daddy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all's Django. You know, we talking about Tom Garner today. You know what I'm saying? He's on the hot seat once again. Tom Garner is on the hot seat. He's the only dog man in the country that can continuously be on the hot seat, and them folk don't treat him the way they treating everybody else across this country. You know, there's always a lot of questions when it comes to why this happens to him and why this don't happen to him, or why this is happening to him and it don't happen. Today we're going to talk about it, my brothers and my sisters, whether they like it or not. You know what I always tell you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have the jigaboos down in the chat. You know, you're going to have certain ones that feel this way, certain ones that feel that way, but we just going to talk about it the way it need to be talked about on channel that's going to give it to you. Don't care how they feel, because a lot of channels, you ain't going to never hear it talked about like this. You see, a lot of them scared to do it, and a lot of them, like I said before, that's their favorite daddy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them in this dog game, they love him more than they love their own daddy. You know? So I'm just going to give it to my brothers, man. I hope everybody having a great day, great evening. Just depends on where you're at watching this video across the world. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all my people in North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. And my bulldoggers in Australia. Big salute to you, brother. And I'm gonna get to your question, brother, from Australia. Just hit me up the other day. I remember the question you asked me, and I would answer it now, but I believe I'm gonna leave off a few things, so I'm gonna go back and check the question out again and make sure that I give you the answer that you're looking for. Today, what we're talking about, like I said, we're talking about Tom Garner being on the hot seat. Why is he on the hot seat, one may ask. You know, and like I said, we're not here to troll. We're here to talk about what's real reality in this dog game. You know, there's been a little article floating around and a little topic floating around about some brothers in Mississippi, Mills Farms, when a pit bull kennel called Mills Farms. You know, the same brother that I told y'all was taunting the police, saying they not gonna stop none. You know, they not gonna stop none. Let me explain to folk that don't understand. They not gonna stop none is he spelled it the way he's supposed to spell it, but he didn't put the right word there. He was supposed to put nothing, but that's basically, you know, it's slang. They're not gonna stop none. You know what he was saying? They're not gonna stop nothing. You know. And he's telling that to the police or the people around him. And like I said before, whether you like it or not, it's a couple of things you understand. When you're in a game, you don't taunt the ones that make the laws. You don't taunt the ones that make the rules. I don't care what game you playing. You could be playing Monopoly, but the ones who make the rules, you don't taunt them. You know, in the street game, you know, a lot of y'all, and I have to keep speaking like this because a lot of y'all don't understand certain things when you speak to them in a legitimate light, you know, a working man eyes, you know, so you got to speak to them in hustling eyes. You know, if you hustling in the streets, do you taunt the police? Do you say, oh, y'all ain't gonna stop nothing when the police come messing with you, or whenever they hot on your block? Do you taunt them? You know, it's a rule of thumb. You don't taunt the lawmakers or the rule makers of the game that you playing. You know, if you're a NASCAR driver, are you going to taunt, or you an NFL player or NBA player, do you taunt the commissioners, you know, of these sports? When you do something you know they don't like, or they saying that you are doing something they don't like, do you taunt them? Oh, what the commissioner of NBA, I want to say Adam Silver, I'm not sure if he's still, but he was, would one of the basketball players do something that he don't like and then taunt him while they running down the court? And what do they think that's going to get them? To the dope dealers that's taunting the police. You know, I remember a few dope dealers that taunted the police back in my days. Running beside the car, sticking their fingers up. Dipping off in the woods when the police ride by, come out the woods and stick their fingers up at them. You know, saying this to them, saying that to them. You know where they ended up at? In jail, in prison, is where they ended up at. You know? So when the brother say, you're not going to stop none, he's only making it worse on himself. You know? Now, I'm not really here to focus on him, but we're going to talk about that process, that whole situation, while we're talking about this. You know, Tom Garner. These brothers say, why is everybody else across the United States got to live by some laws that's called don't sell, don't buy, don't transport for illegal purposes? Now, you know what I'm saying? I always get criticized for giving the truth in this dog game because they don't like the truth. They like to get on Facebook and lie to themselves, get on Facebook and talk about fighting, and then wonder why they got jammed up, get on Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and all that stuff and set up fights, set up matches, set up weights and all that and blame it on somebody else. They don't like the truth in this dog game. So today, like I said before, this may be an episode where they don't like it. And I tell y'all before, when has the episode stopped? Because they don't like it. So, Tom Garner, I just gave y'all a documentary. Some brothers are watching the documentary as we speak. A lot of people have been hitting me up over the past couple days, wanting to know how they can watch the documentary. I gave y'all the documentary of the BBC special. BBC meaning in Europe. The dog bust that they had in Europe over the past year, where they locked up SpongeBob and different other folk in different parts of Europe. And the number one name that came up, the only name that came up from America was Tom Garner's name, saying that he was supplying some of these people with dogs that was getting busted with dog fighting, right? They're getting busted with dog fighting in Europe, and the name that's being called as the supplier is Tom Garner. Now, this is 2025 that I'm speaking about. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to 1994, when a lot of y'all jigaboos wasn't born. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of y'all Critized from the Django wasn't born. You see, I'm a what you call a real deal dog man. I really bulldogged in my days. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the ones that just let one dog go between them. I really bulldog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Cause I see brothers saying all kind of stuff when it comes to these dogs. You know what I'm saying? I see brothers saying Tom Garner house is a place that they feel like every dog man should visit once in his life. Are y'all kidding me? Are you kidding me? But then when your own folk get up here and speak, when your own folk get up here and talk, only thing you want to use them for is a crutch, a stepping stool. You know, your own folk is a stepping stool, but you worship these other motherfuckers, right? So this is what we're going to speak about. Let's go to 1994. You know, this goes back to what Fat Bill was talking about. You know, and see, I'm glad I'm getting this from another article. You know, I'm getting this from another article that a brother put out, another fellow journalist put out, and I'm reading it to y'all, whether you like it or not. Say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel, and I done told y'all already about certain situations in South Carolina. Stop getting down in my comments, acting like you got to prove to me that a motherfucker wasn't fighting no dogs. You don't go to that judge, holler at the prosecutor, and make sure that jury believe you, and then you saying something. Other than that, you ain't saying not a damn thing. Now let's keep on with the message. You know, what I'm about to do is read a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Thomas Mitchell Garner, 70 years old, Raleigh News Observer. This is written by Jim Nesbitt. Tom Garner has been breeding pit bulls since 1978. In December of 1994, he was convicted of dogfighting in Greene County, North Carolina. You know, now, this is the incident where Fat Bill was talking about. 1994. How old was you in 1994? Was you touching a bulldog in 1994? A lot of your people that, you know, and that's another thing, that this bulldog game is just so infected with people that don't know the breed, people that just cop blocking, people that just out here to be in your way, corner ornaments and all that type of stuff. You really got to be careful who you get your dog from. You can't just go get a fancy pedigree because you're going to be getting a bullshit dog. You know what I'm saying? So, 1994, you know, Greene County, Tom Garner was arrested for dogfighting. No, not arrested. He was convicted of dogfighting. In April 12th of the year 2000, there was a raid by the sheriff office in Roanoke County, North Carolina. Roanoke County, Virginia, found 73 pit bulls chained to trees and old car axles on the property owned by Tom Garner. And another 19 pit bulls in the neighboring land belonging to alleged dogfighting trainer Kyle Arthur Pierce. So they found 73 dogs on Tom Garner land and 19 dogs on Kyle Pierce land. And they said them 19 dogs belong to Tom Garner as well. Evidence found during the Pierce bust led U.S. federal agents, not city, not the state, not the county, but federal agents, to the home of his former business mate or former housemate, Philip William Reynolds, Fat Bull, publisher of Underground American Game Dog Time magazines, plus an accompanying website. Five pit bulls and alleged dogfight paraphernalia was seized from Reynolds. So Reynolds lost 5 pit bulls. Tom Garner lost 73 on one property, 19 on the other property, plus he got caught with videotape showing him fighting dogs on the videotapes, right? This was in 2000 when that happened. All right. Now, okay, that happened in 2000. Now today, in today's time, I'm pulling up my notes here. In today's time, modern day time, we got another incident that happened in Mississippi, you know, and I've been giving y'all the news from Mississippi over the past couple of years, whether you was paying attention or not. I gave y'all 2 unsolved murders that happened at the dogfight, where 2 brothers was killed at the dogfight, and I gave y'all another murder, homicide that happened at a suspected dogfight, or a dogfight was there, but they didn't catch the actual dogfight in the process. They got the dude that was laying there dead at the dogfighting site. You know, all right, now Tom Garner's name being called again, you know, and you can look at, they got pictures showing the guys who are allegedly in this particular investigation, Mills Farms down in Mississippi. They got pictures of them at Tom Garner house, and if you look, you know, you can see pictures of them standing in front of the master sign. You see, Jigaboo is at an all-time high in this dog game. You know, I always tell brothers, stop complaining about oh, this is a white man's sport and this is that, and so many of y'all brothers complain about that in this dog game, in this pit bull game. Oh, so-and-so, they only locking up the brothers, or this or that. Or if you know this, why you don't do better, for one. Number 2, you know, you say this and you speak this out of one side of your mouth, and then on the other side of your mouth, you live in a certain kind of way. You know, this dog game is not a game for the black brothers to shine in. This dog game is, like I said before, I could take one of my white brothers, one of my white friends, put him on a dog show. He don't know nothing about dogs, period. Give him all the information I want to give him, let him speak it, and watch how y'all sit in front of the TV like, you know, like you just at all of what he's speaking about, you know. And it's sad to say it, man. You know, you on one end, you act like you understand that this game was a certain kind of way many years ago. And then on the other end, you're doing everything you can to knock this brother down and put you right here, but you don't get but so far because you in the crab in the barrel mentality game. You know? Now, I'm just a news journalist. I'm just a news anchor. I can care less about who blow up and who don't blow up or none of that type of stuff. I'm just here to give the news. You know, I made a lane for myself out here in this dog thing. Now, the topic that we're speaking about is why in the world is Tom Garner being mentioned in every single dog fighting bus that's going down, but yet he ain't getting in trouble for selling dogs for fighting. He's not getting in trouble for transporting dogs for fighting. He's not getting in trouble for buying dogs for fighting. But yet, he can have champions that people get on the dirty side of Facebook on and speak about, oh, he bought these dogs back. He bought NASCAR back after he was a champion. He's advertising these dogs. He's advertising them dogs as champions, these dogs as champions. But yet, he don't get in trouble for owning dogs for fighting. You don't have to fight dogs to be in trouble about these pit bulls. At least a certain community don't have to fight them. In the black community, you do not have to fight dogs in order to be arrested for dog fighting charges. But Tom Garner something ain't right. Something is different between what Tom Garner is going through and what everybody else across America is going through. You see? Something is totally different. He's not, like I said before, he does not have to go through what everybody else have to go through. This ain't about, oh, he got his dogs in cages, because they'll get there and say, the jigaboos will get up here and say, oh, his yard looks so neat. Yeah, a lot of these dog brothers across the country, yard look neat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these brothers across the country never even got caught with selling a dog for fighting, with owning a dog for fighting. They got caught with drugs, and they are dog fighters. But yet, people who's getting caught up with dog fighting, names is all leading back to Tom Garner. Tom Garner names is leading you to them, but yet he don't get in trouble like every other man. What man in America is above the federal law that's here in America? You know, let us know. You know, everybody want that secret sauce that they can sell their dogs and have their dogs and not worry about nothing. Where they can have 70, 80, 90 dogs and not worry about nothing. Everybody want that sauce. Since 1970 something. You mean to tell me a man can sell dogs from the late 1970s to 2026, be busted over 3 times, at least 3 times, be busted for dog fighting, still doing the same thing, you know, when it comes to selling his dogs. And all the jigaboos can say is, he's got a neat yard, or you'll never be Tom Garner, oh this and oh that. And then they go taking pictures in front of the master sign. And yet, the master still don't get in trouble, but they putting these brothers' names up and getting them in trouble, saying they're doing this, saying they're doing that. And like I said before, the brothers don't make it no better on themselves when you say they're not going to stop nothing. Because at the end of the day, the government will show you that they will stop and put a cease to everything that you're doing when it comes to these dogs. You know? Like we always say, it's nobody bigger than the game. But at some point, we start to look at like, is Tom Garner bigger than the game? You know? Brothers that go to these shows, you got people that's not even in the dog game because they sell puppies, they think they're in the dog game, they don't know what's going on really in the dog game. You know, because they got different bloodlines, they think they know what's going on, and they'll say, come to Tom Garner house. But when you talk to people that actually been to these shows, real bulldoggers that's not. See, you got people that they just want to see Tom Garner. They just want to lay eyes on him. They lay eyes on him and their mouth start watering. You got them kind of dog people, and then you got dog people, like I said before. You know, yeah, I bought dogs from him in the past, and I tell you, you can't be starstruck when you come around these old school dog men. They're no different than what you are, you know? But you got people that come, like I said, and they just so happy to see Mr. Garner, so happy to be around him. Nothing nobody else says make a difference. They just so happy to smell his cologne. You know what I'm saying? You got them kind of folk, and then you got folk that just want to participate in something legal, so they go to these type of events. And then these kind of folk tell me that they done seen people that they know for a fact had to be a police officers taking our license plate numbers and all type of stuff like that. You don't care about that, you know? You don't care about that at all. That's why I tell brothers, man, a lot of y'all, you following people that don't know the dog game. A lot of y'all buying dogs from people that don't know the dog game, period. Yeah, they know how to read this pedigree to say, oh, they got a Jeep, or they got a Bolio, oh, they got this, or oh, they got that kennel, or oh, they got this, or oh, they got that kennel, just enough to get your money. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I tell brothers, know what you're doing, know who you're getting your dogs from. Oh, stop complaining about what's going on. Stop complaining about you popping up on the news when you pop up on the news. And stop acting like bitches crying me a river up here when you're in the situations you're in. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing it. You know? I have to distinguish myself from the rest because these folks will get up here and try to copy what you do. You know, but they can't copy the it factor. You either got it or you don't. The camera having a camera follow you around ain't gonna give you that it factor. You gotta have it or you don't at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Letting the camera follow you around ain't gonna make you a bulldogger when the time was out for you to be a bulldogger. You either had been a bulldogger or you wasn't. If you wasn't, like I said before, a lot of them pressed on being what they call bulldoggers today. You know, a lot of them jigabooing to be seen in modern day time. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that going on. And I'm going to call it the way I call it. Play it the way I play it. Say it the way I say it. It just is what it is, man. Why is Tom Garner not being in the same situation that the rest of these brothers is being in? Anybody else is being in when it comes to these dogs. Now, let's read a little bit more of this article here. You know, let's read a little bit more of this article where Tom Garner names is still popping up. It says, must read, update on dogfighting ring in Simpson County, Mississippi. New questions are being raised about the source of the dogs allegedly connected to Bryson Mills as investigators continue examining allegations surrounding a suspected dogfighting operation in Simpson County. You know, one name being brought into discussion is Tom Garner Kennels out of Hillsborough, North Carolina, a kennel with long and controversial history surrounding American Pit Bull Terriers and allegations and connections to dogfighting. According to the allegations circulating in connection with Simpson County investigation, Mills allegedly obtained dogs from Tom Garner Kennels, pictured below. You know, Garner's name has previously appeared in reporting and court records involving the world of dogfighting. Past reporting described Garner as a convicted dogfighter and documented and connections to people involved with dogfighting, the dogfighting community around the world. At the same time, Tom Garner Kennels has denied breeding and selling dogs for illegal activities. The distinction is important. That distinction is important. An association with the kennel, bloodline, or individual does not by itself prove that a particular dog was purchased for fighting or that the kennel participated in an illegal operation. Okay, now it said an association with a kennel, bloodline, or individual does not itself prove that you are dogfighting. If an association with a kennel, a bloodline, or individual doesn't prove that you was dogfighting, then how can being a drug dealer prove that you was dogfighting? How can that happen? How can you be a dog fighter but get caught with drugs, but you can hang around dog fighters, you can buy dogs from dog fighters, or you can have certain kind of bloodlines, and it don't mean you're a dog fighter? It don't make sense. But selling drugs, use a dog fighter. You know? See, I told y'all, man. I told y'all and I told y'all. They dropped the crack laws to where you don't get the time that you used to get for crack, but now they added something else to the program. But you don't want to hear that because you're being led by dummies out here. You're being led by people who have never been in the situation that you are in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these folk, they get up under these comments. They ain't never been a lick of trouble a day in their damn life, but they talking about what this going down, who telling this and that and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? You're being led by the blind leading the blind when it comes to this particular situation out here, right? So let's keep on going. The larger question to investigators is whether there's documented and evidence connecting the Mills kennel, the dogs allegedly involved in the Simpson County operation, and the source of those animals. In the investigations uncovered financial records All right, let me start it over because I had to put it on another page here. The larger question for the investigation is whether there is documented evidence connecting Mills, the dogs allegedly involved in the Simpson County operation, and the source of those animals. If investigators uncovered financial records, communications, photographs, veterinary records, breeding paperwork, or other documentation showing how the dogs were obtained and what happened to them afterwards, those records could help establish the facts. There are already serious allegations surrounding the Simpson County case. Including claims involving individuals connected to law enforcement. So they're saying that in that area, Simpson County, there's law enforcement that's involved with the dog fighting ring. You know what I'm saying? Folks, that's why they're not investigating the way they feel like they should be investigating, because you got people that's connected with the law that's involved with the dog fighting. I don't know. I'm just giving you the news. All right. And it said individuals connected to the law enforcement and people allegedly involved with dog fighting operation. Those allegations should be investigated independently and thoroughly, including is a photo backing up these allegations that he purchased these fighting dogs from Tom Garner. Crime and accountability in Mississippi will continue following the evidence as more information becomes available. So they got these pictures up that you see on the wall back there, and like I said before, who is the real so-called criminal in this so-called investigation in Mississippi? Is the whole point is to lock them brothers up in Mississippi, or are you trying to find out what's going on in the drug game? They want to get the source of the drug. The little man is what they call the brother in Mississippi. He's just the little man. In the drug game, they want the source, the bigger man. But in the dog game, it's like the bigger man is what these brothers are saying. Like the bigger man can sell what he wants, can do what he wants from one state to across the world. They're not worried about him. They're just worried about getting the little people off the street with the guns, with the drugs, and all that other stuff. Tying in the RICO law. You see? How many of y'all want to bet that Hollywood, Royal Bull Kennel, which another name that Tom Garner was mentioned to as well, that he was associated with the Lowe family, association, and they talking about the RICO law with the dogs and all type of stuff like that in Georgia, which is not where Tom Garner's at. He's in a whole other state. But if the dog is big enough to do RICO in Georgia, it's big enough to do RICO everywhere else. So the mob, when they connect the mob to the RICO law, if they're not in New York, they're not connected to RICO. RICO is racketeering and organized crime. It don't matter, make no difference where you're at with it. It's a federal crime. So I understand what some of the brothers are saying about why is this happening to this dog man? Why is this happening to that dog man? But yet, Tom Garner sitting over here and he is never even questioned. Maybe he's questioned about it. Nobody knows. He will get on his video and he'll say he's been questioned and it goes for another 10 years. You know? Multiple times you've been locked up for dog fighting. Multiple times. Your dogs is being sold in Europe. Coming directly from town, going to link back to him. You see, brothers, they don't want the truth. When they get the truth, then they get down in the comments, start calling names, start saying this, start saying that, but they don't want the truth in this dog game. You see? I tell you about your crab in the barrel mentality amongst the people in the dog community. You know, like I said before, you know, black people in this dog game is just as racist as white people to their own people. You know? So I don't feel sorry for nobody. These brothers, they'll come up on your page, they'll come up on your channel just so they can make a puppy sale, just so they can try to earn their way to making it where people know who they are. That's your black brothers. The ones you say they trying to get the black against the blacks. No, the blacks are already against the blacks. Just like when they say, when any white brother say, oh, you talking about how white people kill black people every now and then, or a white police officer kill a black person every now and then, but yet you go down in the hood and black people kill black people every single day. Black Lives Matter. The group Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter to who? Black lives don't matter to black people when black people doing it, but black lives supposed to matter when a white man kill you. White man kill you, black lives matter. Black man kill you is don't snitch. Don't tell. So who, and I ask again, because they always like to bring these questions and topics up, you know, and one of the races is, this is one of the most racist sports that he consider a sport in today's time. The dog game, the pit bull game. I can tell you, oh, this is gonna get your dogs worms. This is gonna get your dog this. This gonna make it where your dogs get seized. This is gonna make it where your dogs get sick. I can tell you all that. But you rather hear it from a white man. Black boys. And I ain't speaking to my white brothers. I'm talking to the black ones that always crying about white this and black and we need to stick together. It ain't no sticking together. You know? It's only the green dollar out here and folk doing whatever they can, no matter who they got to cross out to get it outside of the white man. Just like the streets. You know? They ain't crossing out the white man to get the dollar. They crossing out any black brother they can cross out to get a dollar. You know? And then when I say that, it may hurt their feelings, but who gives two shits? You know what I'm saying? Who gives two shits? I'm just here to give you that damn dog news and that dog talk and speak about the topics at hand today, which is Tom Garner's in the hot seat. Why is he continuously being in the hot seat and never nothing happen? Like I always say, we don't wish no bad on nobody. But we trying to figure out why the hell is these group of people got to abide by the laws when another group of people don't got to abide by the laws? You know? How can you call David Tant the #1 breeder in the world, then Mal Kent, one of the biggest breeders in the country, and Raw Bull, one of the 3rd or 4th biggest breeders in the country? Well, who was the first? Now, if Raw Bull is the 3rd and the 4th, or the 4th or the 3rd, who was the first leading pit bull breeder in the world? You can't hold Raw Bull accountable for what he got going on with his dogs if you ain't holding the #1 breeder in the world accountable for what he doing with his dogs. Oh, and we know it is no secrets on the dirty side of Facebook, right? It ain't no secrets on the dirty side of Facebook. So we know when folk get up here and talk about, oh, NASCAR this, he bought NASCAR back, already this, he bought this dog back, already that. This dog was a champion when he brought him back. He giving them out to people, letting the people do what they do with him, and then he get them back from them later on down the line. If I know it, then everybody else damn know it. But it still don't apply to him. The laws still don't apply to him. Fat Bill done told you already. You don't believe it. You know, you watch the video, you act like you're rooting for Fat Bill. You act like you believe this, you act like you believe that. Then you turn around, going to everybody else and spreading out, talking about everybody should once in their lifetime visit Tom Garner house. Boy, y'all about sick as hell out here, boy. Y'all about sick, and I don't mean, you jigaboos. That's the only way I can put it. You jigaboos. You know, you jigaboos for a paper. You jigaboos for a bloodline. You jigaboos. You know. Yeah, I said it. Do something about it. Like I always say. Stand on what you stand on. You know, it just is what it is out here, man. It is what it is out here. I don't mind telling you. I don't mind ruffling some feathers, because I know anytime you speak Tom Garner name, you ruffle feathers. You know what I'm saying? For one, you got one group that feel like I'm not qualified to speak on Mr. Tom Garner name. And then you got the other ones that feel like, you know, you just can't say nothing bad about Garner. You know, you can't say nothing bad about him. But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Okay, how in the hell they go to, this is what the word was. When the dude that got 500 years in Paulding, Georgia, when they went to this house, they got the papers from somebody else's yard. Like he bought dogs from somebody else. And went and did a welfare check on that man's yard, right? So you can get papers from one guy's house who wasn't even caught in the box dogfighting, right? You can get papers from his house and go do a welfare check on another person's house, and then end up convicting them, and they didn't have no scarred up dogs. You end up convicting them of dogfighting. Mr. Thaxton, they went to the guy house in Paulding, Georgia that got 500 years. They went to his house, then they went to Mr. Thaxton's house off the strength of them papers. But yet, all this dogfighting bust going down across the world, from Europe to America. Not just in America, not just in North Carolina, not just in Virginia, not just in South Carolina, Georgia, or Florida, the whole fucking America. Let alone the whole world. And he just go by this little smooth way. And the only thing the jigaboos can say is, oh, look at his yard. Oh, look at this. He got him in cages and all kind of, and go take your pictures in front of the master sign. All I can do is give that dog talk the way I give it to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Put myself in a position to win, you know, out here. You know, one thing I seen it while I was doing this channel. These folk, they be wanting you to help them. You have the platform to help folk. You have the platform to speak to people to help these folk get the attendance they need for their shows. Help these folks sell whatever they need to sell. You have the platforms to do all that, but once they do that, then they forget about you. They back to jigabooing for master again. You know? Just like I said before, you use your black brothers as stepping stones. Anybody want to start a YouTube channel? Just get your white brother, let him be the face of the channel, and let him do the talking. And watch how your channel blow up. You know? Salute to all my brothers of all nationalities out there. Black, white, Spanish, you know what I'm saying? All my overseas brothers, my African brothers, my European brothers, you know what I'm saying? My Australian brothers. Salute to everybody. But here in America, It just is what it is. I'm going to call it how I know it, how it's going, how I see it. You know what I'm saying? There's only one way to call it, man. The real. Call it the way it really is. No matter how many people like it, no matter how many people call you this or say this about you, you got to put it out here for the real. You know? Now, like I said before, they investigating the dude from Mississippi, but who's the real target? Is it the Mississippi dude or is it Tom Garner? No, they just bringing Tom Garner's name up because they found some pictures of him with the dude that they trying to target. You know? So, man, it's a messed up game out here. You just got to play the game the way the game is, and understand what kind of game you in. Y'all know the audio book that I put out on Facebook yesterday or a couple days ago? You know it got took down and Facebook said they had to remove it? You mean to tell me, and that's another thing I'm talking about, you know? You mean to tell me all the stuff that we can see on Facebook on a daily basis, from homosexuality, you know what I'm saying? All this sex, you got different kind of sex stuff on Facebook on a daily. All this stuff you can see on Facebook on a fucking daily. But yet, my audio book is going against community guidelines. Sexuality and nudity, supposedly. So I want them to review it, you know, because somewhere or another they made a mistake. There's no way in hell you can take my audio book off of Facebook saying it's going against guidelines, but every time we log in on Facebook, the shit that we see, Sodom and Gomorrah up this motherfucker, you know? Faggots from here to Timbuktu up on Facebook, you know? Everything in their mama on Facebook when you're looking for something that's not appropriate. And you talking about a book that somebody wrote, an audio book? So what I'm going to do, even if they don't put it back on Facebook, you know, I'm going to upload it again on YouTube to the brothers and sisters that want to check it out. I'm going to upload it again on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It'll be probably today, you know, but, and I will work on another one. And I work on another one because I know people like that, you know, and I got more talent than to worry about what the hell a dog sale can do for me. You know what I'm saying? I bring more talent to the game, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you know? And I'm going to give you the real at the end of the day. People that never been through it, they can't tell you nothing about what we're talking about right now. All they can do is listen and shut the fuck up. You know? Never been through it a day in their damn life. On no kind of end. Oh, I sold a little bit of weed. Who gives two shits how much weed you sold? You ain't been through the shit we talking about. Like I said before, while we speaking about Tom Garner, you know, here in South Carolina, I told y'all I don't want the fake walking off dogs. I don't want them bitches on my yard. I don't give a damn how they bred or any of that type of shit. I make the dog don't make me. You know what I'm saying? And you can say that when you done kicked their ass already, you know, in the past. In the Bulldog days, in the Wild Wild West days. See? I was never the one to try to make the sun. I got my own motion, my own shake. I ain't no follower. I'm a player in the game. You see? And all I can do, man, like I said before, is give it to you. Why would I want a dog from a fake Walkmore? I don't want no fake Walkmore dogs. I don't want nothing from nobody saying they Walkmore when Walkmore on this. I don't even want shit from Walkmore if they got dogs back again. You know, the real one, the real Walkmores. You know, I got what I got when I made my breeders. That was the last of the Mohicans. And I know it was the last of the Mohicans of the real Walkmore when they had some integrity. You know what I'm saying? Everything they're doing now is stuff that they're doing with no integrity. They lying to make $1. You know, so I don't want that shit. I want the real deal and Mellow Yellow and Fletcher them is the last of the real deal. You know? Motherfucker, Fair and Joy, DJ Dynamite, kennel partner in a whole dog fighting case tied up, open dog fighting case tied up, and y'all just steady buying dogs. Y'all just steady coming to buy dogs over here. Y'all just steady coming to buy dogs, steady coming to buy dogs. And I'm telling you hard as I can, his kennel partner in an open dog fighting case got busted with the dogs, got busted with the box, got busted with drugs, on papers, and all that type of shit. We ain't heard nothing about him going to court yet, did it? It done been going on a year and a half. Guess he got that damn sauce that Maul can't got. You know? So when you make the news, don't worry about you making the news. Just do like the rest of them do. You know, get down in the comments, talking trash. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. This dog game now is so phony, so baloney. You know what I'm saying? These brothers out here, you know, you better off with counterfeit money. They're dealing with these folk in this dog game in today's time. So the question we want to know, everybody want to know, that's in the community, outside of the jigaboos and outside of the ones that Tom Garner can't do no wrong in their eyes. Outside of them, we want to know, why does the laws pertain to everybody in this country outside of Tom Garner? You know, he the only one that got to go by the same laws. No buying, no transporting, no owning, and no selling for dog fighting. Everybody else got to go by them laws. They locking from state to state, they locking brothers up on this particular laws and stuff. No buying, no selling, no transporting, no buying, selling, transporting, or owning. You know, you can't tell me Maul Kent ain't doing no time, and Maul Kent ain't mentioned Tom Garner name. Raw Bull ain't mentioned Tom Garner name. You think Maul Kent cannot do no time? And mentioning y'all little fleas out there, you little fleas, he giving up y'all little fleas. You think that's gonna get him no time at all? How can he get no time when he went to the feds and lost to the feds in court? How can he get no time? By giving up bigger fish than him. Who can be the bigger fish than him when he's one of the biggest breeders in America? Tom Garner. It's common sense. Royal Bull, Tom Garner. It's common sense. They done said that he was affiliated with the Lowe family already on a news article. Everybody getting busted for dogs across the country. Tom Garner name coming up in the mix of everybody else dog fighting bus. His name coming up in the mix of everybody else dog fighting bus. And you don't hear nothing going on with him. So it looks like, fellas, it looks like, my ladies, it looks like that the laws only pertain to us out here. We the only ones that got to go by these laws while Tom Garner do whatever he does. That's what it seems like. You know, and for me saying that, they'll get to hating, they'll get to throwing rocks, they'll get to saying this and saying that. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, what about this? Or what about when you got in trouble? Or what about this? We ain't talking about that. We talking about Tom Garner the damn day. You know? That's what we talking about. Oh, yeah. And you can't forget that Maul Kent was partners with Tom Garner as well. You can't forget that. He was partners with Tom Garner. In fact, he had done started registering many of his dogs up with Tom Garner registry. Just because he was doing the bullshit with ADBA. Why you think y'all brothers can't get that them Alpo papers through ADBA and Maul Kent? Why you think you can't get them Alpo papers? Because the bullshit that he was doing out here with these dogs. You know, like I said, man, I'm just here to get that news. You know, one of the top journalists when it comes to these dogs out here, because a lot of them try to keep it hidden from Pelican Bay, but they don't keep it hidden off the dirty side of Facebook. Dirty side of Facebook got them. Got them! Because it's like a person committing a crime. They could have got away with it if they would just shut up. But it ain't no cool just shutting up. It ain't cool just shutting up and getting away with the crime that you committed. You want to let somebody know to make you fill your ego up. You want to let somebody know you did this, or you know who they say did that. You know, instead of shutting up and you could have got away with it, you want to let somebody know that you did it, and now your ass doing 25 to life. Oh, he told on your damn self, bitch. Is what it is out here, man. Is what it is out here. Like I said before, man. This dog game is ruined. The wrong people done got up in this dog game over the past 15 years, 20 years. The wrong people done got it. And that's no particular race of people. It's a particular style of person. You know? Now let's just talk about these ones y'all call YNs, these young fellas. These young fellas ruin everything they get their hands on, you know? Everything they get their hands on, they change it and they ruin it. They dancing like women. They emotional like women. They dressing like women. Oh, back in my days, you know, I'm going to tell you, wearing earrings wasn't in style the way it's in style, this feminine stuff is now. Back in my days, you know, you wore one earring way back in the days. And if it was on a certain side, then that means you was on the sweet side. If the earring was on a certain side, I forgot which side it was. But then when Baby, Birdman, and Cash Money and all the brothers came out in the late 90s, they was rocking the jewelry, double earrings, and all that type of stuff is when double earrings came into play. Once the down south balling rap stuff started coming into play, then the double earrings came into where that was cool. You could wear two earrings. Wearing two earrings wasn't cool way back when. Now, these brothers painting their fingernails, you know what I'm saying? They doing everything. Wearing dresses, making excuses for that. You know, we're holding pocketbooks, making excuses for that. You know, and then I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all can't talk no trash to these trans and all kind of stuff like that when you out here doing it. The ones that's supposed to be the hood brothers, the gangsters, the real men is out here just doing the same thing that the trans doing, except cutting your thing off. You know, you even having sex with other men. You just ain't cut your thing off and you still dressing to where you supposed to look like a man. Spandex jeans. They making jeans. They ain't never had jeans where they stretching. Spandex jeans. Because these brothers want their pants so tight on their skin that you can see everything in their pocket. They can't even get their hands down in their pocket fully. You see? Not all the brothers, just some of them. You know? Just some of them. So these YNs, they mess up everything. They messed up the music. Music, you can't compare music 1%, 10% of the music in today's time. I mean, you can't compare all of the music in today's time to 10% of the music back in the 90s on back. These brothers rapped about getting money, getting women, and whatever you're going to do with your money or however you're going to do it. These brothers now rap about smoking somebody who passed away. They rap about their crimes. The same way I say, oh, you're telling on yourselves? They're not just telling on themselves in the pit bull game. They're telling on themselves in every damn thing they do. Every single thing they do, they tell on themselves. And do stuff that is ladylike. A scorned woman. You know how they say a scorned woman is a dangerous woman? These brothers act like scorned women. You're going to pee on somebody's grave. That's bitch shit. A person passed away, unfortunately, they pass away. Oh, you smoking and you rolling them up. How does that sound? You act like that sounds like you's a man because you say you rolling somebody up and you smoking them. You know how that makes you sound? It makes you sound ignorant as hell. And like I said before, I don't respect no gang, period, at all, Bloods, Crips, folks. I don't respect you, period. You know why? Let me start right here once again. The brother in Columbia, South Carolina, that just got gunned down for supposedly stealing a bottle of water out the store. Ran from the store, they chased him down, gunned him down. Now, this is what I say, right? This is what I say. Why in the hell they marching on the day of the trial when the man got found not guilty? I blame Columbia for this. Columbia dropped the ball for that little young man. You only brought it to the forefront to where the world can hear it when the Asian dude got found not guilty. That should have been brought to the forefront when the dude first lost his life. And then folk could have did something about it. What happened to all the Bloods and Crips and GDs and folks and all that other shit when that little boy got shot down running out that store with the water? What happened then? What happened to everybody else that wrongfully lost their life? There's no right way to lose your life by somebody else. I'm going to say that once, But the people that was killed for being a certain color, what happened to these gangs that's supposed to be protecting the community? So I don't respect no damn gang. I got more stripes than half of the damn gang members got, period. Why the hell would I go listen to somebody give me orders that ain't did half the shit I damn did already? And by the grace of God, I was allowed to make it through that, By the grace of God, I made it safely to the other side to say that the way I can speak about it. I can give you my testimony and tell you don't make that move, man. Don't go ahead and shoot nothing up for these motherfuckers, because these motherfuckers gonna give you the ass to kiss at the end of the day. Live for yourself, live for you and your family and what you gotta do for you and your family. All that trying to keep up with this and keep up with that and follow this and follow that and do it like they want you to do it and do this, that shit ain't hitting no shit at all. Trying to have a reputation for this and look a certain kind of way ain't hitting no nothing at all. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. The women keep it realer than some of these brothers out here. A lot of these brothers think keeping it real is because you helped me jump somebody, because you call a girl over here and put me on a piece of pussy. Oh, I'm keeping it real with you. But when it's time to really be real, you can't be real. So when people react certain ways and when people make certain decisions, you start crying like a bitch. Oh, they doing this, or oh, they doing that. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I say that to say this. Like I said, we're here. We're seeing brothers being targeted in Mississippi for a dogfighting thing. And Garner's name is being called in it as well. His name being called in it. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over this happens. His name being called in it. His name is being called in it. But it only takes you one time for your name to be called in it. It's your boy PB K9s. I'm giving it to you the way I always do, man. You know what I'm saying? Look down in that chat, brothers. Being that I'm talking about Garner today, most likely if I'm right, then we done have somebody down in the comments, or they're gonna definitely be in the comments. You know, a lot of them, they scared to get in the chat, so they get in the comments, and I appreciate them coming in the comments or whatever, but they scared to get in the live chat and voice their, they scared, they make fake pages, and then after they make the fake page, they scared to even come in the chat. We'll say this when they offline. We'll say this when they ain't looking. We'll throw that rock when they got their head turned, and then hit them with the rock, and then we gone and we way over here looking back and see who they looking, is they looking in the right area for the person that threw the rock, you know? Dog game in shambles, man. Dog game in shambles. You know what I'm saying? And you got folk out here that just want to be bamboozled. You know? Folk out here that just want to be lied to. Folk out here that just don't care if they're being lied to. Just don't care what you're doing to them. You know what I'm saying? As long as they can get that pedigree they want. Like I said before, these dudes will let you screw them in the ass as long as you let them get that pedigree that they want. And I mean that literally. Nah, man, you got to stand on something or fall for anything. You see? Like I said, and I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep saying it. I don't want no fake walking on shit around me. From Fair and Joy, a.k.a. DJ Dynamite. Don't want that, dog. You know, y'all keep all that stuff. I don't give a damn about no pedigree, and I ain't letting no pedigree bend my morals. Stand fast on what I believe in. Never try to fit in. All that try to fit in shit just get you left out to dry at the end of the damn day. Because once they feel like they don't need you no more, then they step on to the next one they can get a little bit of blood out of. Step on to the next one that they can get a little bit of blood out of. You know? I'll get me a damn bully. I'll get me a bulldog. I'll get me a German Shepherd. I'll get me a Doberman Pinscher, Rottweiler, Great Dane. I'll get a whole nother breed. Make the same money I was making with the bulldogs with less trouble. Because it impressed me to see a trained dog anyway more than these brothers out here talking about this damn dog fighting shit. Motherfuckers making fake champions. You straight up seen Welsh Combine Kennel make a whole fake damn champion on YouTube. These folk doing it all out here. And got the nerve to call people names and say this and say that and get mad about this and talk about who they gonna beat up and they ain't beating up shit. First of all, you gotta take them tight ass jeans off, them tight ass shiny ass pants off for me to even take you serious. You see? You're gonna split your pants trying to kick my ass. So, I mean, it is what it is, my brothers, my sisters, man. Take it how you want to take it. Take it or leave it. You know, I'm just putting the news out here. The brother said, why is Tom Garner name being called in every dog fighting situation? And still yet, they ready to go arrest the other brothers down there in Mississippi before they even mess with Tom Garner about anything. But the laws say you can't sell, you can't transport. So we got, if that's the case, you got dogs being transported for fighting, dogs being sold for fighting, and dogs being owned for fighting. You ain't catching them in the box the same way you ain't catching the rest of these folk in the box. But hey, like I said before, man, to these brothers out here in the dog game today, Tom Garner can't do no wrong. To these brothers out here in this dog game today, their eyes just open wide like 50-cent pieces when they see Tom Garner. This is the land of the puppy peddler. This is the time of the puppy peddler. See, we were bulldogging in the age of bulldogging. Now it's the time of puppy peddling and just buying any dog you can buy to sell a dog. So y'all stay safe out there, man. Y'all stay legal out there. Remember where you got it from first. You know, remember the channel that's going to give it to you the way no other channel give it to you, the PBC, Pelican Bay Corner. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. And we out.